Welcome to On the Chain. This is Jeff here with co-host Chip. What is going on, everyone out there in the On the Chain community? What's going on, Chip? Good to see you. Good to see everybody joining us. We got an amazing show because tonight on the Chain, we're looking at a series of developments that show the global system may actually be starting to crack. Now, this is going to be interesting. Ripple and the XRP infrastructure continues expanding as real world utility continues to build. Flare actually, man, they're doing things that are just unimaginable. And we see the introduction of the smart contracts, the smart accounts, allowing the XRPL users to access smart contract functionality. This is really great on the XRPL ecosystem. Coinbase pushing deeper into financial markets with new trading innovation. Meanwhile, regulators and the banking lobby are fighting so hard to maintain control. At the same time, Chip, you know what's going on. Geopolitical tensions across the U.S., Europe, and around the world are exploding. They're exposing serious fractures in the existing ecosystem.
Yeah, and the big question for tonight is the old system breaking while crypto infrastructure rises? Let's find out.
Welcome to On the Chain.
Oh, drinking the espresso.
Drinking some espresso.
Having some drink beverage. Guys, where are you coming in from tonight?
Is it espresso
number one in here? Beautiful. Number one. Art on the lake is in here. Everybody else will be piling in here pretty soon.
Give a shout out where you're coming in from.
Where? Hawthorne, Florida, right there. Belgium, they're right there. See? It's a world audience. I love it. I love it. I really love it. I really, really do. It's fantastic. Let's just jump right into it. Let's jump right into it, shall we?
Let's go right into the deep end, shallow end.
So what I'm really liking, I mean, we've seen. I'll pull up a post by Hugo Filion from Flare, and now we're gonna pull up a post by Luke Judges, and Luke Judges is the middle management over there at a as he says in his on his description, a bank called Ripple. I like he calling it a bank on his own thing. Says it's his own opinion, but this is interesting when you start seeing this from crypto leaders and you start seeing them just kind of speak the truth. But here, look at this. Luke Judges says, now there's a story here about, it was on Sky News, UK, NHS hospitals urged to reject a £330 million data platform partly owned by a Trump ally. So Luke Judges says, yeah, reject efficiency, choose idiotic bias, right? So if you dive a little bit deeper to see what this story is about, Jeff, this is what it all comes down to. NHS hospitals are being urged by a group of doctors, Jeff, human rights groups and campaigners to reconsider using a major data platform built by U.S. tech giant Palantir, whose owners include Peter Thiel, a close ally of U.S. President Donald Trump. Come on, Jeff, really? These people can't even defend their country, and they're whining like school children, like schoolgirls. Schoolgirls are tougher than this. Donald Trump, Peter Thiel. Meanwhile, one of the biggest, best, most dominant platforms in the entire world, but just rejected because, oh no, Orange Man
is Palantir.
This is crazy. A £330 million solution. But who's telling them? The hospitals? Is it the we the people? Is it Britons? No.
By a group of doctors.
They want doctors and human rights. I mean, this is how pathetic this story
is. What does a doctor know about data platform? 2, what does a human rights group know about data platforms? You put them together and you put them in to a government-controlled medical ecosystem, and you get a net zero of any kind of education or knowledge whatsoever. Not questioning the medical knowledge of these doctors over there in that medical government-controlled ecosystem, but I would question any knowledge outside of the medical space. I don't know. That's just me. I mean, they're the ones that are okay with socialized medicine, so that you already have to question their morality at that point.
Well, here's the funny thing about this. Like, who is this really designed for? If you think of who the benefactor is of a system like this, it's
Right.
designed to bring together information from across the health service, no matter
Yeah.
where you go, so that hospitals can analyze it more easily and improve how care is delivered to who? The patients, right?
Oh,
Britons, right? I mean, but no. We got to reject efficiency. And this is what I like about Luke Judge is saying, no, reject, just to go ahead and endorse bias.
Right.
It's pretty pathetic. Supporters of the technology are already helping the NHS treat more patients and manage pressure on
Amazing.
services. But, however, Jeff, the critics
Yeah.
argue that more patients, they argue that it raises wider concerns about privacy, ethics, and the role of large technology companies in handling sensitive public sector data.
You know what's stupid about that?
It's a non-issue.
What's stupid about that out of the gate is that these large companies are already managing privately people's information, people's data. Think about AWS, think about Google infrastructure. They're doing it private, maintaining privacy. Beyond that, you go into the medical ecosystem, and there are certain systems. You have all sorts of infrastructure that's built to maintain patient data and also patient imaging and all of their files, all the information, and a lot of it goes into cloud storage that's then hosted on platforms like AWS. And you have these massive infrastructures that are tying hospitals and practices together, and none of it is controlled by government or controlled by the hospital. It's all out there going to private companies. So these people are obviously showing their political leftist, fascist, socialist leanings, then and it's amazing. It's amazing to me how stupid they sound. These critics sound so stupid when they make statements like this, knowing that these tech companies are already controlling all of their data, not some of their data, 100% of the data. And so just because another company is stepping in with some new technology that's going to make it more efficient, now all of a sudden, hey, we got to stay away from these large tech companies. Chip is so stupid. These leftists are just dumb. There's no intelligence left in the leftist argument. It's just dumb right out of the gate.
Well, the difference between the left and the right, like, we're always on a daily basis, we're dealing with friends, dealing with family, people that are like, that's their beliefs. And you go like, yeah, okay, whatever. You don't believe it. But no, they got, everything's got to be canceled. You got to stop. And they start, you can't do this because we can't have this kind of efficiency.
Right.
Devon Steve's bringing up something good. He says, eventually they'll decide if we, the patients, align with their beliefs as to whether we are treated or not. And, funny enough, you say that.
That's a really good
Steve,
point.
because that happened here in the U.S. A nurse did one of these TikToks. He went on there saying, if I find out somebody's conservative, I won't treat him. I won't even talk to him. Well, guess what? Fired.
Yeah, you don't go long, with that. But it is very interesting because of the fact that those governments do dictate based on political policy, which patients get what type of treatment, not based on the doctor, not based on medical necessity, but based on politics. And it's already happening. It's been happening. That's the fallacy of socialized medicine, that everyone's like, oh, it's free. Okay, you know what? Free comes at a cost. Nothing in life, nothing, zero, nothing in life is free. Maybe the air you breathe is free. I'm not even sure about that, but nothing comes at zero cost. There's always a cost to it. And that's the biggest cost. You sacrifice everything.
Look at this. In 2023, NHS England awarded Palantir the contract for the platform. So it seems like it's been in use for a couple of years now. It was already worth upwards of £330, right? So company says its technology is already improving how the service functions. So they're already they're seeing the benefit of it. But oh no Palantir in the NHS. Look at these people.
Is that even real?
And look
Are those Palestinian flags?
Now look on the left here, Jeff. This has to be.
Of course. Well, this has got to be AI. Is this for real?
It has to be.
Is this for real? Are these real people?
I don't know.
This is just getting dumb.
Palantir are arming genocide. Okay,
these people are just dumb. There's
no contract. Free Palestine.
Throw them out. This is just
free Palestine. Free Palestine. Look at this. I don't know when this is from, but this cannot be real.
I don't know. These people are just
it's a 2023 protest. Okay. So that makes a little more sense, because I was like, well, okay, the Palestine thing's over. Okay.
They've been protesting. They'll keep protesting.
However, the
They
deal
did.
has been strongly criticized by some healthcare workers and campaign groups like MeetAct, who have published a briefing urging NHS bodies to reconsider adopting the platform. This is not so negligent, man. This is so ridiculous. And you know what? Kudos for Luke Judge's to call out, reject efficiency, choose idiotic bias. You know,
Graduates from the Leering Center. That's right. All of them.
100%. You know where that's located? 6 Mile in Livernois. That's pretty exciting. That's right where the Leering Center is. The Leering Center.
The Leering Center.
The Leering Center is featured right over there.
I love the Leering Center. Leering Center is pretty cool.
Everyone loves Leering.
Leering is great.
Leering is fun. Who doesn't love Leering? Leering's for everybody. Leering's for everybody. I'm sorry, learning.
Imagine being that's what you do for a living, saying, "Oh, I'm a professional protester. I'm a consultant. I'm a professional protester."
Well, they make 75 to 100K a year just showing up, and they get their orders. A lot of time,
I
love when
good. You think about that.
They go up and interview. I'm like, "Why are you here?" And they look around. They're like, I don't know. Someone told me to show up.
love
to leer. Everyone loves to leer. Everyone loves leering.
So Devon Steve said, NHS is not free. We pay for it with our national insurance, a type of tax. Of course, there's a tax, but the average commoner, the leftist common person doesn't really understand the whole taxation part. But they want to tax you to death, so you try to break it all down. It's only free at a point of use, but it's not even free at point of use because you're actually paying for it in advance. So you're prepaying for your medical care because through taxation. So it's not, your taxes are ridiculously high. So they can create a medical system that's completely inefficient, that's completely politicized, so that if you need to get imaging or you need to get surgery or you need to go see a specialist, you have to go through a series of hoops and prove whatever cases in order to get to your specialist, in order to get to whatever you need. It's so crazy.
Did you say series of poops or loops?
Series of hoops.
Oh, hoops. Okay, I knew it was something.
Hoops and
I knew it rhymed with poops. So, speaking of Flare, Jeff, more utility for XRP with even less friction. So Flare's rolling out these things called smart accounts. They're designed so users can basically transact on the XRPL while Flare handles some of the smart contract layer underneath, expanding over time towards Flare functionality from the XRPL. So Hugo Filion, here's a little video from a presentation he was given, and it's a keynote taken from the XRP Australia that we did not go to this year, but we were there last year.
We did not.
We were there the previous year emceeing it. So here it is.
Accounts are effectively using Flare with your XRP and potentially other assets from the XRP Ledger over time without ever having to touch Flare. And it acts as a remote control for Flare. So you never have to touch Flare. You don't need to own Flare. You just make transactions on the XRP Ledger. It uses Flare's data protocols to pick up those transactions, and it submits it to a controller account on Flare. And so this means effectively the UI for Flare with regards to XRP is pretty much the best UI you will get for any use case of XRP off of the XRP Ledger. It's non-custodial, it's secured by our oracles, and we're using it in order to build new products and effectively a yield product. So today we launched this with Zaman, and we've already seen, I think, $2.5 million of additional XRP onto Flare. With one functionality right now, only one, you can deposit to the Upshift Vault, which is a yield product. We will be increasing the capabilities of the accounts over time so that eventually you'll be able to do any transaction that you could do on Flare, you'll be able to do it directly from the XRP Ledger.
Amazing. Well, that's such great utility for that. What's funny is I noticed something interesting yesterday when Chris Dangerfield was on talking about, his experience around the XRPL, but also, the security course he authored. And he says it's funny the way we say Zaman, they say Zaman. Did you notice he said that yesterday? Zaman, like it's a man named Zaman. Yeah. We say Zaman. They go Zaman. So
you're Zaman.
Zaman. You Zaman. And we say Zaman, right? So it's like, so I was like, when he said that, and then Hugo said that too, and I said, oh, okay.
Maybe we are pronouncing it correctly.
What's interesting about Flare is like it's really having its own chain and having its own protocol and having its own token. but being so integrated into the XRPL and then creating so much utility for XRP. And what's cool about it is he said that that is going to be foundational with their yield product, right? So with your Flare, with your XRP, actually, you'll be able to earn yield on your XRP, and it's going to be in your Zaman wallet. You don't have to move your Zaman wallet almost every time, in every scenario. And there's great stuff out here. We're not telling you what to do. We're not saying, but there's always a little bit of risk if you have to move your XRP someplace else that's not under your custody, right? If you move it off your out of your wallet, and the deal here is you're going to be able to earn yield, and it's going to stay in your wallet, and it's going to be like a sort of a one-click participation. That is something revolutionary, not even evolutionary. That is something brand new, and it's great. The utility,
totally different.
And of course, for 3 years we got airdrops. So that ended in January, but for 3 years, based on the snapshot they took 3 years ago, you got drops of Flare every single month.
You know what kills me? I never got my airdrops for the XRP that I had put onto Celsius.
I had the same problem on another platform where I was the bulk of my, and it just,
I had a bunch over there too.
And they said, sorry, we were not participating. I'm like, I hate you guys, because that would have been a lot of Flare for me, but whatever, man. It was free. I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Even though I wanted
Coinbase, Uphold, and then BitTrue, and then Celsius. Yeah,
I mean, you got double whammy by Celsius, but didn't they just do another distribution recently?
Yeah, they did. So, all things, kind of being, equal on that, or as you laid out, first distribution, they gave us 60% of whatever we had at the value at that point. So every distribution moving forward is based on the valuation when they shut down. So we're getting distribution, bringing us closer and closer to like a 70%, 80%, cash out based on the valuation back then. So considering
you lose
the valuation of Bitcoin back then versus what it is today is a little bit different.
You're losing your yield there, but that's okay. I mean, like, hey, listen, at least
we're getting money back.
Yeah, at least you're getting it back, and that's 100% more than what happens with most time when that happens there. So
I had no XRP on Celsius.
I got any Songbird?
I pulled all my XRP.
Promised Flare. Yeah, the thing about Songbird was Flare decided to do a test net and have people try to break the system. Hackers come in before they went live, which is a really smart idea, because if it goes live and there's a problem, it collapses the whole all that time a couple of years ago was into up in dust. So that's where a lot of these other platforms said, look, because it's dev work for them, right? They got to have developers work on it. They're like, look, we agreed to the Flare drop. We did not agree to Songbird. So a lot of times people did not get the Songbird, which, let's face it, it's not worth anything today. I mean, it was worth for a little bit, but Devon Steve says, Jeff, me too. I didn't get my Flare from Celsius. Luckily, I'd moved XRP off about 2 weeks before it went down. Look at you, man. That's
a good move.
That's called
I'd put my XRP over there just to get, I'd move different platforms just to get the Flare drops. But then I moved it off as Celsius. Celsius crushed me on Ethereum and on Bitcoin. That was brutal.
Yeah, I mean, because you would have gotten you didn't get the run up. So I don't know what it was at at the time, but again, at that time it wasn't very high, so you lost a little bit of that. So Jeff, the Oscars are taking place. And I never watch them. I like to watch the clip because the woke Hollywood gets up there and starts preaching to us like we care who they are.
They're so irrelevant.
I care more about my neighbor who I don't even know, like his opinion. I don't even know who these people are. But they get up there and they whine. And there was a story in I think it was a Wall Street Journal. It might have been the New York Times. The New York Times said that they hope they're more political. They don't think that these award shows are getting political enough. So this is interesting from Coinbase. So talked about a little bit about the Oscars here. Everyone's always ahead of the story. You see that? Coinbase kept the Songbird. Well, I don't know if they kept it. I don't think they ever did anything with it, to be honest with you. They don't have time for that.
I don't know what they did with it.
They just didn't mine it. They didn't do anything. So I don't think they kept it.
Where did it end up going? I forget where it went.
They just said, look, we agreed to do the distribution for Flare, but then you threw something on top of it. And they're like, we didn't agree to that. We're not going to put development power on that. And it's perfectly fine. And Songbird is worthless anyway. So what's the point? Now, this is interesting. When you see something from Coinbase that says Hollywood's biggest night is here, obviously Oscar night, best actor, best director, best picture, trade all 23 categories and track the latest updates. So they have a prediction market there, like a Kalshi type of a thing,
Interesting.
where you can actually trade the Oscars and prediction markets over there on Coinbase. And what's interesting is that what's kind of cool about this whole thing is that you got to remember they started out just as a crypto platform,
right?
And this Brian Armstrong, the CEO, said everything you need in one app. And then here's the famous meme with the guy. The red button is use 8 different financial apps.
Yeah.
Or the blue button, which put the Coinbase logo on it, is use Coinbase. And it was like sweating trying to figure out what to do. It's like it's fantastic.
And it's true.
So there you go. Push the blue button. Push the blue button. So, but it's amazing to see how they've grown stocks. And so it does a lot. There's a lot that happens on that platform now. And it's an SEC regulated platform.
Yeah, it's publicly traded.
Yeah,
there you go.
Use Coinbase.
I wonder what coin is at now. I haven't even not invested in coin.
I didn't invest in coin either, but it's probably doing well.
Not sure what it's at. Let's see. Take a look here. 195. It's up 1%. There you go. Just for the day, for the 24. Let's go for the 1 year. It's up 3%. For the 5 year, it's down 42%. Since its inception. It launched, IPO'd to the general market at 342. Right now, it's sitting at 195. Its low point in 23 was $35. $35. How did we miss that? December 23rd, 2022. We missed a bottom of $35 on coin. I mean, I wasn't even paying attention to it at all. Like zero attention paid. And it was $35. That would have been a good buy.
It would have been, but $35 seemed like a lot. The last Oscars that Mark Smithson watched was Gene Hackman winning for the French Connection in 1972. He believes.
What's that?
Gene Hackman just passed
That was the
away.
last one you watched, yeah.
Coin tank. Yeah, the good thing is if you want to get your
tanked.
if let's say if tomorrow XRP rockets to $10 and you have a pretty good stash on Coinbase, you better convert it to a stable coin because you're not getting off Coinbase. Coinbase goes down every time people try to move the stuff. Oh, we're having problems with something. Every single time.
Every single time there was a run up.
No,
there was, you couldn't get anything moved over there.
For you non-OGs, the first run up from 2017 to 2018, when XRP went on a run, was on the rumor that Coinbase was going to list XRP.
Oh, and that's right.
It went right up past $3 on a rumor. Can you imagine that type of rumor moved it that much? Meanwhile, they can say like, well, Ripple controls the entire financial system, and it tanks. It's like almost any good news is going to be a little bit of a tank for XRP.
Well, when Coinbase finally added XRP, it didn't even matter.
I think it went.
Nobody cared. I don't think nobody.
Guy Alex Thorne says if the Clarity Act does not pass committee by the end of April, the odds of passage in 26 become extremely low. This needs to hit the Senate floor early May. Floor time's running out, and odds diminish every day it passes. The framing right now is that the dispute is over stable coins, and John Thune is an absolute disaster. I hope somebody outs this guy. Why they let another rhino become the majority leader. I don't understand. The Senate is just riddled with just rhino. And John Deaton put this out. He said the bank lobby has way too much power in Washington. They brought career politicians for way too long. Why did my political opponent, Ed Markey, who he's running against for Senate, vote against the Genius Act? Would it surprise you that bankers in Wall Street are his top 3 donors in his entire career?
Of course.
The bankruptcy industry won't be donating to my campaign over Ed Markey. You can help me by donating today. And so, look, I mean, putting John Deaton in Senate is going to be very, very valuable to have him there. Did Jeff and I agree with everything? No, but I think this guy will always do the right thing. He's been on this show. He's a loyal kind of a guy. He'll do the best for the people as he sees fit. And he's a guy that can't be bought. He's a guy that can't be swayed. He has strong beliefs, and that's the banking cartel. It's running out though, man. It's running out. And if the banking cartel really wanted to have gains and really make a lot of money, what they would do, since banks can custody crypto, they would all work out deals with exchanges or buy an exchange. Then they would go ahead and offer to custody your crypto, because most people aren't going to be comfortable with a little thumb drive with the 24 seed words that have to be exactly perfect and put in. If something happens to your thumb drive, you need to repurpose that onto a different cold storage wallet. And then you had to put that in a safe place for 6 or 10 or 20 years or whatever it is. And then software upgrades all happen the way they were supposed to, and then be able to access that. Most people aren't willing to do that. That's why most people don't get into crypto, because it's not easy. It's like, oh, go ahead and buy it in this exchange, or buy it in the app, or do a swap, or do this or that. It's just confusing. Now, people went to their bank and they clicked on a button and they said, let me buy XRP. They bought it, and now it's in a institutional custody solution by a big bank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America in the United States, whatever. Guess what? They're going to charge you a monthly fee to custody your crypto. You're going to pay it because you got. This is where sometimes for the masses, centralization makes sense, because you can call somebody and say, hey, I'm having an issue, blah, blah, blah. I want to do this. Can you help me? If you make one wrong move, and this is the other mistake people make, is they put 1.5 million XRP on one thumb drive and something goes tits up and they're like, oh, gee, I don't know. I lost all my XRP.
10,000, 20,000.
Whatever, 30,000, whatever. People, I get DMs all the time, which is why we wanted to have Chris on the show yesterday, because I get the heartbreaking ones. Jeff gets them. Hey, Jeff, can you help me? Chip, can you help me? Here's what happened. And I hate reading those because it breaks my heart, man.
Yeah.
So
it's bad.
And so bad. Yeah, they're just horrible, and they're smart people too. They're good people. It always happens to good people. I've been stacking for 6 years. I never sold one XRP. Now it's all gone. I mean, that's horrific.
Vincent was saying the joke here is that these politicians, the low-life politicians, should not be able to go on a summer break. 100%. That's the biggest joke, is that these guys get paid for a part-time gig and they work it full-time, right? The election as a U.S. House of Representatives member, it was a part-time job. They were supposed to go home on recess and go back to work, whatever they did. Farmer, lawyer, whatever it is, go back to work. Now, not only is it a full-time gig, but from the moment they get elected, it's a full-time campaign raiser gig, because they have to run every 2 years. So as soon as they get in, they're already in fundraising mode. And so everything they do from that moment forward is all about how am I, going to make sure and secure that they're going to get enough donation to run the next campaign cycle. And it's such a bad spot to put us, the people, we the people in, because then the pool of these elected gets even smaller, or those that even want to run. And it's such a debacle. Here's a perfect example of how irrational things can be. On Saturday, there was a parade that I participated in. I was driving the vehicle, and we were there because somebody I know is running for city commissioner, and so he was going to be in the parade. Shirts, signage, decked out my truck with the signage, and we're in line. The city attorney comes to us and said, listen, we can't have you guys have signage because we can't, as the city, we can't be seen as endorsing a candidate. And by the way, I'm going to go and talk to the other candidate who's 6 or 7 cars behind you, and we're going to say the same thing to him. And so I said to the city attorney, I said, but if we all go together and we all agree that these are the two candidates running against each other, that everybody's okay with being here with the signage, isn't it the city's responsibility to support candidates that are running for city commission? And so at the end of the day, we ended up taking the signs off the car. But we said, hey, everyone has shirts. Is it okay if we have the truck with the American flag? We're going to carry American flags, give out candy, and everybody has their shirts on. And they said, oh, yeah, that's fine. And if you want to walk on the sidewalk with your signage, we can't stop you from doing that. We're like, all right, great. And we talked to the other candidate, and he rented this beautiful, like 1960 something convertible Cadillac, which I'm like, I don't know, I was in my truck, but he has this Cadillac and, no shirts. They had 2 signs. And I said, you guys don't have shirts. You guys can walk. He was going to go home and leave. I was like, oh, you're lost. So we had 8 people walking through the parade. Everyone had their shirts on. and the candidate was talking to everybody. But I'm like, how irrational is it? Right? It just doesn't, like the way they run the thing. It just doesn't make sense from the top down. The attorneys don't get it. You know, they want to step on people's constitutional rights, the whole thing. And if it's not in writing that here's city policy, which it wasn't, you know, they try to make it up as they go along. And it's really unfortunate.
But XRP Plumber, he says, because most people are simpletons when I was talking about the banks. And he says, you can book smart all day, but common sense are dumber than a box of rocks. But you're missing the point is that you're always going to have a segment of society that's not going to be comfortable with going down the thing. I'm not even comfortable moving crypto, man. My heart like loses 6 beats when I'm trying to move it. I always move. I don't care if I've got X amount, I'll do it. I'd rather do it in 5 tranches than do it in 1. I never do. I'm like, I'd rather screw one up and then get back on the trade. I don't every single time I do it because I'm not one to go like, let's just move everything and click. Nope. I'm not that guy. I mitigate my risk at all. Now you're talking to people who don't do this every day. And it's not in somebody who grew up in a different system. The banks can all this crap about stable coins. All they have to do is custody crypto, and they're going to make way more than they were worried about outflows in the banks. If people can go to their bank and every time they purchase crypto, they make a small fee. Every time they sell crypto, they make a fee. Every time they custody crypto, the banks make a fee. I don't know why they're just not smart about this whole thing, and they're using institutional custody. And if what really ought to happen is the FDIC should come in the U.S. and back it up by guaranteeing any crypto in that account up to $250 million or $250,000. A million would be better, but $250,000, the same as cash sitting in a bank. If you have that same value in crypto, then you don't think people are going to want to custody their crypto at a bank? You don't think you're going to see inflows of more people purchasing crypto because they went to their bank and they hit a button and it came out of their bank account and now it sits in their crypto account in their wallet, and then when they want to move it into a stable coin or move it back in their account, fee. You don't think they're going to pay $15, $20 a month to custody crypto all day long? But no, you can go out and get a thumb drive and you can move it to it, and you can hope you don't get hacked. And then you hope it's not an Elipal. Where's it from? China. Sure, I'm sure China didn't put any backdoors in it. Where are most of these wallets from? Geez, that's weird. When you start going down the rabbit hole, they all kind of originate in China. But that's cool. You're smarter than everybody else. You have a backdoor from China. Good for you. This is why I say, like, screw that, man. I'm not messing with that. You know, when I see what the story that Chris told yesterday about that 70-some-year-old woman who put it on a thumb drive and it got compromised, right? Somehow she clicked on a link, she did something. Guess what? If that was sitting in exchange, it'd all still be there, wouldn't it? So I don't advocate that for that's not a solution that works for everybody. You know, if she had spread it out between 5 exchanges, still be there, wouldn't it? So.
And that's such in a high risk environment where there's a chance of crypto being stolen off of an exchange or off of a ledger, diversified across multiple exchanges. You know, to your point, put it on Coinbase, put it on Uphold, put it on Kraken, put it on, Gemini, put it on multiples, put it on a cold storage wallet and say, hey, if one falls, I have the others. If something happens, at least you're not getting, it's the same thing
Jeff,
with money, put it all your money in drive. Put it all in a thumb drive.
Put it all on a thumb drive
and put it all to risk.
And then get an email that looks like it's you have to update your and then what happens is these people click it. Boom, they might not connect their storage wallet for another year, and as soon as they do, gone. Or they go and don't realize when it had been hacked. I'm sorry, people can't live with that. They can't live with that level of risk. This is a weird story.
Caleb and Brown, that's another one too.
Caleb and Brown's another one, right? I trust, right? There's other ones out there that you'd be better off with institutional custody.
And make sure you're on the right network, especially with the ERC-20s. When you're moving, it gets a little intimidating.
100%.
It's very, very. This is a cool story. This is it's a feel good story. It's a feel good story of the day.
I doubt the story. I read this and said this is the most bullshit thing I've ever said. It's breaking.
I want to find it.
A water heater that pays you in Bitcoin just dropped. Okay, and I like okay, sure. And then I read more.
Great idea though.
Superheat unveiled a $2,000 electric water heater, which is about $1,500 too much. Okay.
Well, Yeah, but you're paying for mining of
This
Bitcoin.
is the best. I don't know who wrote this. It's secretly mined. Like, you don't even know that it's mining it.
You don't even know it's happening because it's in secret.
I'm like, it's so secret. It's secretly
It's so secret you didn't know,
a
but it's going to help you
heater.
offset
It's
your
secret.
energy bill.
This is the crazy. I'm like, this can't be real, Jeff. There's no
But I saw
freaking way.
I saw this article or this
Bitcoin.
post, and I thought this is the greatest thing.
It's
If this thing
secretly
is for real,
mines
it's the coolest
Bitcoin
thing
while it
ever.
heats your water.
But yeah,
Same energy usage as a normal heater. Wink, wink. But the built-in ASIC miners earn Bitcoin in the background, helping offset
your
your
energy,
energy bill. How much Bitcoin can it mine? Heat
enough
your
to
water,
offset your $100 energy bill.
mine more Bitcoin, lower your bills. The future of home appliance. And then like there's a stupid video on it.
There it is. There's
This
your,
is it.
why is your water heater in your kitchen?
It's just like dumb music in the back.
It's so cool though.
Eat, and there's like a cool.
Look at that. Look at the graphic. I want that graphic.
Look at this. Oh, it's super heater. Look at this. There it is. It's sitting there and it's mining Bitcoin. Oh my God. Look at all the Bitcoin I'm mining. This is crazy.
It's called
super heat.
I guarantee if it exists,
It looks like one of those, the other thing too is it looks like a spot heater where it's not a tank heater because look at the size of it. It's tiny, right?
well, yeah.
Because most of it's computer, I guess. It's a computer they turned into a water heater. I'm just like, there's no way, Jeff. There's no way this is real.
It's an instant hot water heater.
Look at this guy
When you
says
turn the electric on, it's also mining Bitcoin.
that's bullshit, Jeff. Grok, is this true? Yes, it's true. Superheated unveiled the H1 at
There you
CES
go.
2026.
Of course it's
2000. Oh, it is a 50-gallon water heater. Okay.
It is
Integrated
true.
ASIC miners. Here it is right here. Let's see. Here we go to the
Where do you
website.
think it's made? Where do you think it's made before we look?
I have no idea, man.
What do you think, China?
I mean, it might be made in China. I don't think it's a Chinese thing, but this is what the future look. Reclaim wasted energy, turn it into lasting financial returns.
I love this.
That's the water heater. Reuse energy. Who's it for?
It's only cool. It's only cool if it's not an instant on hot water heater, because then something is the GPU heats the GPU heats the water. Now that would be cool too if the GPU is going. You guys know this is bullshit, right?
Of course, it's bullshit.
But it's not making any sense. I mean, the idea is great, right? If you can mine Bitcoin from the power, if you have like leftover electric, and you have a solar panel and you have leftover electric that you can feed back into the grid, you can generate revenue. But are you going to mine? I mean, this whole thing, like, how is the mining happening?
Well, let's just break it down here.
In the water,
23. They both do 20. A regular. If you compare an average water heater to the Bitcoin one, 23 gallons an hour, 3.3 kilowatts, 10 years lifespan,
right.
$1.6 a month. The superheat one is 1.2. Why? Because on the average water heater, you get zero passive income. But on this one, you make $1,000. Now, how much Bitcoin is it mine if you get $1,000? Okay, I don't know. Who thought?
Yeah, more in fees.
Who even wasted time to make this? This is crazy.
But XRP Plumbing brought up a good point: is that if it was gas, if it's a gas water heater, it could be interesting. Obviously, if it's electric, doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense, right? 100%. Start earning now. Contact us. It doesn't say like what you can buy a white paper. It just seems like it's not even a real thing.
And if it's instant on, then you're using electro. Why would you also mine Bitcoin at the same time? Unless somehow the hot water is mining the Bitcoin. Or like Jacob Ladder said, maybe it's the GPU that's actually heating the water. What does it say about that? How are they heating the water? Where's the hot water come from?
I don't know.
And how many GPUs are you going to need to heat?
Here's the white paper. I don't have time to read this.
Hot. Heating is
mining wastes nearly all of its heat. I don't know. I mean, go ahead and buy it. Why don't you guys buy it and let us know how it works? It doesn't even seem like it's ready for consumption or
it's
purchase.
Probably not ready for consumption. Well, but if someone has $2,000 rolling around that knows about water heaters and Bitcoin mining, see if you can buy one, install it in your house and see what it does. But if it only generates $1,000 in Bitcoin, it's a lot of time and effort.
It's a lot of time and effort. But Jeff, one of the most amazing things happened again. This is fantastic. So if you remember, the USA hockey men's team beat beat Canada in the finals. Canada eliminated. The U.S. women's team beat Canada in the finals, wins the gold medal. So you got 2 gold medals, but here's the hat trick. Team USA sweeps gold in men's, women's, and sled hockey.
Oh yeah.
These are the paraplegics who they destroyed them. I think 5-2 at Milano Cortina 2026. So this is like amazing, and I love this post by our buddy, the next governor of Florida, Byron Donalds. U.S. beats Canada in the Stanley Cup. The U.S. beats Canada in the World Series, beat Toronto. The U.S. beats Canada for women's hockey gold, Canada men's hockey gold, Canada in the World Baseball Classic. They eliminated Canada from the World Baseball Classic, and now they beat Canada for the Paralympics hockey gold. The dynasty continues. Play Freebird. So they are celebrating after gold medal, and there they go.
That's great.
Congratulating him. They're all getting together and just having congratulations. Look at this. This is fantastic, man. You gotta love this.
Awesome.
That's unbelievable. So I wanted to see the Canadians like being disappointed again. I mean, it's really a good run if you think about it. Like Canada's their like thing. That's like if you live in Canada, there's like 2 things you look forward to: hockey and hockey. That's pretty much it. Maple syrup, I guess, but that's just so fantastic.
Hey, so XRP Plumbing is going to check the plumbing supply house.
Please
in the morning.
Get back to us on
if
this.
it's for real. It's
Get
probably
back to us.
order.
You're a plumber. You would know if you. I mean, if you can even get your hands on something like this. I just don't. Yeah,
I don't.
I can't see Ferguson stocking it. Okay, I just don't. It's like, oh yeah, we have the H1 in stock, and it's like, how does it mine Bitcoin? I just don't see it. But anyway, XRP plumber will get back to us. That's his.
Does both. He
has his marching orders. He'll know. He'll figure it out. He'll see what's going on with there. Invade Canada now. So, well, they're on the reason they're on their butts is because it's paraplegic, so they're all they're paralyzed, so that's why they're strapped. It's called sled hockey, so that's why that's what it does. They have a special long rail skate that they skate on. They use their arms and legs, and then but it was I saw the goals. It's fantastic. Right there, Mark Smithson has an HVAC guy coming tomorrow morning. I'll ask about this new water heater. Give him my phone number. Yeah, sure. Give him my phone number. Right. Give him XRP Plumber's phone number. He'll be able to help him. He'll know what's going on. Right. I wonder what a fight looks like on that ice. That would be fun. You imagine those guys fighting?
Oh, man.
Beating the hell out of each other. That would be fun. And, I got to tell you, Jeff, those heaters checked out with AI. Well, they say that they're real, but it doesn't seem like they're ready for purchase. Sounds like it's a concept right now. I don't know if they're really.
It was just introduced at CES 2 months ago.
January, though. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think so. What's Ethereum's gig? Washers and dryers could very well be. Why not?
Mine Ethereum with your washer. This is great. What do you mine with XRP? It's not a mine coin. It's not a mine coin. I have to tell you, my entire feed, Jeff, is loaded up with 2 things. Fraud and Islamic fatigue. That is, I can't find any other stories.
I know
the algorithm is skewed. Yeah. Like it doesn't. I even go to my list. My lists are on there, like with our designated accounts. That's it. I can't find anything but those 2 things. But look what's happening in California. I don't know. California may be the fraud capital after you start seeing some of this stuff.
Oh yeah, they're over they're beyond Minnesota. This is something else.
The administration's healthcare.
Hang on, so Jeff, you can't talk over it. I got to sit down and play it. Hang on. All right.
The administration's healthcare fraud microscope is focused on California tonight. Senior national correspondent William Lajeunesse tells us about one provider who does not even live in the state and is responsible for hundreds of millions of dollars in billing.
I'm looking for Dr. Faustina. This is his address of record with the medical board.
He doesn't work here.
He doesn't work here. He is your medical director, however. Isn't that correct?
No.
He's not. Since when?
I don't know.
In December, New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney asked the Trump administration to investigate healthcare fraud in L.A.
The money's being sucked out of the system by these fraudsters.
Specifically, she asked how a single physician living out of state helped providers bill taxpayers for $600 million. Somehow, you are responsible for 29,000 patients. And here's the billing information. That physician, 87-year-old Gilbert Faustina. These home health care agencies, but they're using your number.
I don't know them.
Faustina lives in Las Vegas, but we met him at this apartment in Los Angeles.
I'm not seeing anybody now. Last month, I saw about 10 or 15 charts when I would visit, but that's one day a week.
Yet records suggest he filed 76,000 claims.
I don't do the billing. I've never billed Medicare for any of these patients.
How many charts and so forth?
Is anyone asking themselves the bigger question why an 87-year-old doctor is still practicing? I mean, is anybody worried about that? I mean,
You go through to approve their care.
Oh, 15 or 20.
But these documents suggest that you're seeing thousands of
Well,
people.
the document is wrong.
Federal documents show 335 providers billed Medicare $600 million over 5 years using
600
Faustina's
million.
physician number. Yet he
600
claims only to
million.
have contracted with 3 companies in this building. At this address, I have millions of dollars of health care provided at this location at both
Well, he can be a
Highlight
medical director.
and Aries. And on call, there's more than 900 patients, and $17 million has been billed out of this location.
It certainly sounds unseemly to me.
Dr.
well, I'll tell you what's weird, Jeff. Like, if we just back this up a little bit, you imagine like you're going to go to a healthcare environment and they have a built-in peephole, like from the dark ages, like someone knocks on the door and they just slide it over. Who is it? And they slide it back. I'm like, he's talking. Look at this thing. It's got bars on it, and he's talking through a peephole. As supposedly like a public sort of some healthcare facility, like it's designed to ward off people that come and ask questions. We don't like people asking questions, Jeff. That's the whole thing. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Totally Monty Python. Dude.
It's crazy.
I told him that we've already got one.
Sounds unseemly to me.
Dr. Ira Byock is a national expert.
They're all only serving a few patients, which keeps them at a level under the radar. This isn't a mistake. This is a strategy.
Records also link Faustina to 18 hospice providers
I am not associated with any hospice.
and 3,000 claims.
I'm not associated with the claim at all. I've never seen the claim.
So what's going on? Hospice in Suite 204. We visited
is
several
crazy.
hospices billing under Faustina's Medicare number. Many look more like mail drops than medical offices.
My name's William Lajeunesse, and I'm with Fox News.
We also spoke to one company that provides doctors and nurses to home health care agencies.
He used to be employed with us as one of our supervising doctors.
Days after
Oh, there you
receiving
go.
the Tenney letter, Medicare ended Faustina's ability to seek reimbursement, and this company cut ties.
We are not sure what happened as well.
You're not sure?
Clueless
Nobody knows.
what happened.
If there is fraud, Faustina says he's not getting a cut. So you think somebody's probably committing fraud on your behalf?
Absolutely. Not on my behalf, on their behalf.
Using
Neither
his
Dr.
number.
Faustina nor any of the providers associated with using his Medicare number have been accused of unethical or illegal conduct. However, the U.S. Attorney is investigating home health and hospice in L.A. Brett?
Man.
So the problem is he could be the medical director of a handful of entities.
Correct.
Those entities use them more from like a medical flow perspective, like medical oversight, but he's not typically as a medical director going to be on site at that location, depending on state law and regulations. So he might not know. He might be the medical director of all these groups. And I think it might be limited to 5, depends on the state, but he would know nothing about the day-to-day interaction with patients. So there's, a possibility, and then they pay him a contracted amount as a medical director per month. And so let's say whatever that number is, I don't know what it is. Could be $1,000, could be 10,000, but whatever it is, he's getting his monthly and has no idea what's going on the inside.
It is a little bit suspect. I mean, like that when you bring in a medical director, they get paid just basically a salary. And then so
Yep.
three places are using him and absolutely could be creating this fraud. And, it's like, geez, I can't believe an 87-year-old doctor is still in high demand. Well, we kind of know what's going on with that.
Actually, now multiply this story by thousands.
Yeah.
So that was 600 billion. So imagine the
Oh
trillions, hundreds of billions, tens of billions of fraud that's being committed at a scale. And you kind of have a general idea for the most part of some of the entities that are probably responsible for it, you know, for the fraud, because we've seen it in Minnesota, and there's, you know, people come and they take advantage of the system. They figure out how to take advantage of it. And they're
Did you know that, Jeff? The medical directors also get free Bitcoin and water heaters.
I heard that. I heard that might be a thing.
Why do you think there's? So look at this. So Tucker Carlson's gone off the rails for a long time now, but I found this story pretty interesting. Here's what appears to be happening. Tucker Carlson allegedly has been conducting his own foreign policy with Iran on the behalf of the United States. And at some point, the CIA got wind of it, and foreign President Trump, who may have then used Tucker as an unwitting counterintelligence asset to feed faulty information to Iran based. Following the launch of Epic Fury, Tucker's traitorous behavior may have finally caught up with him as the DOJ reportedly prepares a criminal complaint against him on CIA intelligence. This is all speculative. No one knows if any of this is true. Bonus round. As an example of Tucker likely parroting Iranian regime propaganda, after the operation began, Iran sent IRGC agents to carry out attacks in Saudi Arabia and Qatar. But those plots were foiled. Iran told Tucker that they were actually Mossad plots, a claim he pushed online and spread like wildfire. Saudi and Qatar had to publicly deny Tucker's fake news about Mossad. Of course, you know, it's like, you know, Tucker's gone off the rails. And here's some footage of Tucker and Tucker Carlson and President Trump.
Tucker, I want you to come to the White House. Believe me.
Me? I mean, sure. Thank you, Mr. President.
Oh my.
I'm just bluffing with Iran, you know? It's the art of the deal, baby.
Okay, yeah, President Trump is just bluffing. You guys are totally safe.
We gotta kill the sound here before.
Yeah.
And of course, they play Freebird. Trump's.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he just went ahead and bombed him. He's in the bomber, and it's great when you play Freebird. It's bad when you get popped for what do we use, the copyright infringement or whatever.
That's right. Hey, Devon Steve was saying, Jeff Chip, you'll be pleased to hear that I don't think that Dragon has reached the med yet. But also we have a lot of group that supports IRGC to protest in London. Aren't we just great allies? Well, not just that. Well, that's London. Then we go north to our northern border and we see what Canada, who they're letting into Canada. And that's even crazier. So IRGC members, knowing the imminent downfall of Iran, of their regime, they're fleeing, and Canada is freely letting them in. Canada is more than happy to let these people into their country.
Give them citizenship, no less, Jeff. Not just not a visa. They gave them citizenship and are giving them safe passage. So one of the other dumbest humans on the planet, Candace Olsen, or Owens, whatever her name is. I was thinking of the Olsen twins. If they come for Tucker, we ride at dawn. Okay, sure, okay. Really,
is that for else? Real? Where's she riding? Where's she riding to?
I have no idea. Really, nothing else to say. We're not doing the gulags 2.0 with these Bolshevik descendants.
What?
Some of the dumbest people on the not doesn't even know what, has no idea what she's
talking about. Is this stuff real?
It's real.
Is all this real? Tucker saying when you discover the CIA has been reading your texts in order to frame you. What is there to frame you for a crime if they're reading your text messages? And they find out you're committing a crime.
If they come, we ride at dawn. Who rides at dawn?
What is this? These people are out of their minds.
So stupid.
These people are they're no longer relevant in the general mainstream anymore.
Jeff, do you remember what happened in Virginia? Virginia passed they passed in the House and the Senate, and it's going to the new Virginia governor to basically pull gun rights from people. You're not going to be able to have a gun or do anything with a gun, right? But you know who they exempted? The Democrats. The Democrats are exempt from this. Can
you believe that?
They are exempt from a bill. They don't want you to have a gun, but they should probably have a gun just in case, you know.
You can't. You honestly can't make this stuff up.
You can't. If you said this, you'd say that's a parody. It's got to be the B, right? It's got to be the B.
Been a parody. This is insane.
Some clever people. They went down to the Virginia State Capitol, and they handed out 30-round AR-15 mags.
Right. I saw this.
Look at the line of people. This is fantastic.
This is awesome.
Look at this.
It'd been worthwhile to go there just for that. I guess they have open carry. It's an open carry state.
Not anymore. They just passed out laws. There you go. Look at them. They're passing them out. How awesome is that, dude? You know,
and have cases of them.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you very much.
You know the Dems.
Look how nice they are too. Look how you see
shaking people's hands.
Yeah.
And they're 30-round AR magazines. That's the best part. Hey, fist bumping. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life, man. It really is fantastic. It really is fantastic, Jeff.
That was Virginia.
Yeah.
Not Minnesota, Virginia. That was
Virginia. That's what I'm saying. That's where the new bill supposedly passed. You're not supposed to. So
it's not constitutional what they're doing.
Yeah, well, they know it. It's just going to take some time to sort of before it actually escalates up. And it was funny. I was hanging out with some buddies on Friday night, and even though we're all conservatives, one was a little bit upset with Pete Hegseth saying he's running the Department of War like a video game. He was very mad about it, and I said, "Well," he said he was running like a video game, like the way he was acting. He didn't like him, whatever. I'm like, oh. Me and my money. I was like, we love the guy. He's fantastic, right? So here's Pete Hegseth this is why I love the dude. This is him calling the press out to their face, and it's so spot on.
Because you, and I mean specifically you, the press, specifically you, the press corps, because you cheer against Trump so hard, it's like in your DNA and in your blood to cheer against Trump. Because you want him not to be successful so bad, you have to cheer against the efficacy of these strikes. You have to hope maybe they weren't effective. Maybe the way the Trump administration has represented them isn't true. So let's take half-truths, spun information, leaked information, and then spin it in every way we can to try to cause doubt and manipulate the public mind over whether or not our brave pilots were successful. How many stories have been written about how hard it is to, fly a plane for 36 hours? Has MSNBC done that story? Has Fox? Have we done the story how hard that is? Have we done it 2 or 3 times so that American people understand? How about how difficult it is to shoot a drone from an F-15 or 16 or F-22 or F-35? Or what it's like to man a Patriot battery? Or how hard it is to refuel midair, giving the American people an understanding of how complex and sophisticated this mission really was. There are so many aspects of what our brave men and women did that because of the hatred of this press corps are undermined because your people are trying to leak and spin that it wasn't successful. It's irresponsible. And folks in this room are privy to that information because of the proximity here in the Pentagon. It's an important responsibility. And time and time again, classified information is leaked or peddled for political purposes.
Amazing, right? He just read the riot act, and I'm like, and they all sit there. It's so sickening to me, Jeff. It's just absolutely sickening. I don't know who this woman is. I think she's a real estate agent. But I have to say, she's fantastic.
What is that?
She's this real estate agent. She was talking about her favorite part about living in New York. Listen to this, Jeff. This is great.
Favorite part about living in New York? Nothing, because I'm in Florida on the water. New Yorkers love to talk shit and then move here 10 years later. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and I'm sorry, did I mention it's on the water? Shh, do you guys hear that? That's what a city sounds like without police sirens. New Yorkers are like, well, you guys have hurricanes. And you guys have the jets, which have caused much more damage. You know your city ain't when all you have to brag about is the bagels. I think when New Yorkers move here, they play the ambient sounds of street fights to fall asleep at night. My favorite line is, I'm from the Bronx. Why am I doing Trump? Yo, I'm from the Bronx. I'm like, yes, I am also from a shitty place. I'm doing Trump again, and I don't know how to make it stop. As my great-grandmother from Queens used to say, go scratch your ass with a broken milk bottle. Imagine this and not having to hear, forget about it. What are you gonna do? I lost my virginity to Frank Sinatra on a boat just like this. It wasn't Sinatra himself. He was playing while it was to Giuseppe Caruso, who never called me back, that filthy piece of shit. What are you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do? All right, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm gonna have an aneurysm. That's what I'm gonna do. Florida. I gotta get this right. Florida. Share this with someone who thinks New York is better than Florida. Don't even get me started on New Jersey. I am gonna get the absolute kicked out of me if I go to New York.
the best line is she has the best opening line ever about why it's great to live in New York. Here it is again. Let's play it again. Here we go. The best opener ever.
I know my favorite part about living in New York? Nothing, because I'm in Florida on the water. New Yorkers love to talk shit.
Because I'm in Florida on the water.
Nothing.
Did I mention I'm on the water?
Yeah. Exactly. I'm sick. I'm also sick of
100%,
Northerners.
dude.
moving down here
100%. We're so tired of them. Stay up there.
Keep your shit up there.
Stay up, and then they come down and they vote for Democrats. Like
here.
you left your shithole because the Democrats turned it into a shithole.
To
But
turn
now you
into
want
a
to come
shithole.
down, you want to turn it into a shithole. Again.
Exactly.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Long view, the moral degradation of our country over the last 20 years has been ridiculous. I believe the social liberal programming through music, news, TV has completely ruined generations. That's it. Put movies in there, movies and TV shows for the past couple decades. It's totally, corrupted people's minds.
Did I mention a $10 Rolex watches? Yeah, you can buy them on a street, and all of a sudden they wrap everything up in a carpet and they run down the road.
Right on the street. Yeah.
Wait, that wasn't a real Rolex? How did I not know that? Yeah, they come down, they complain about driving in Florida. People born and raised are the best drivers in the world. They've grown up with the most shitty drivers from all over the world. Of course, 100%.
From all over the world.
Guns,
it's
guns,
exactly
and
how
guns.
it is.
There you go.
Holy crap. The shit that I ran into, like every single day is another challenge when you see how people just, they don't give a crap.
And then, so
crazy.
So apparently, like, this is why everyone says the Cubans from Miami will go back. I don't want the Cubans from Miami to go back. I want them to stay in Florida. They're the ones that vote, red. We don't want them going back, Jeff. But here's somebody took this video inside of a Miami club, and he's basically saying, por eso voté for Donald Trump, which is why I voted for Donald Trump. Here it is. So true. Donald Trump. Why I voted for Donald Trump? It's great, man. I don't want the Cubans going back. Stay here, man.
And Cuba is about to be liberated. And what's crazy about it, all this is going on, there's an entire leftist movement that is speaking out against Trump, and they're trying to end what they call the blockade, and they're talking about the humanitarian disaster that's going on over in Cuba. Now, the person and the government that's responsible for all that is in Cuba, and so freedom has to come to Cuba. Everyone's fighting. The one thing the leftists all have in common is that they don't want anybody anywhere to be free. They love the Islamofascists. They love theocracies. They love totalitarian, authoritarian dictatorships. They love communism. All of them. I don't. It's amazing to me. Just the vast majority of them. And then out of all of this, like from elected officials and those that support it, there's only one elected official on the Democrat side that stands up and says, "Hey, you know what?" And that's Fetterman.
He's the only one. Jeff,
all the way down the chain.
Let's transition over to the UK. This guy got arrested because he says there's no halal food. True story. He got arrested. Look at this.
Oh, well, he didn't want to sell it in his restaurant, right?
No, he didn't want to sell it. Why should he sell it?
Yeah.
No,
in his own restaurant.
You imagine that you can't sell it in his own restaurant.
This is for real too. For real. In his own restaurant, they want to force him to sell.
Imagine that.
And here's the question: Is he also being forced to sell kosher food? Does he have kosher meat as well as halal? because it was
Well, they're very
kosher. With all
close.
the, you know, the Muslims can eat it. Right.
Yeah, but they're
So,
not.
but
they
is
don't-
he
they
is he
don't
going to
like
be
the
forced
term,
to
Jeff.
sell both now?
They don't want the term.
Well, it's crazy. It's
Here's
insane.
Restored Britain
No,
Party.
I mean, why? It's his restaurant. Why he can sell whatever he wants in his restaurant.
Look at this
It's
right here,
insane.
Jeff. Restore Britain. This is Restore Britain. This is the new party that started not too long ago. Look at this.
What a fantastic day it is. And I've just been called out of the greenhouse where I've been planting my nascent seeds for the coming season.
Jeff.
Hopefully plenty of fresh garden vegetables.
Of course.
Which have been nurtured by myself, having been propagated in the greenhouse, which I've been busy doing this morning. But the news is momentous. We have gone through 113,000 members, which, according to the records we have, means that we now eclipse the Tory party membership. So I think everybody can feel very proud about the fact that this common sense revolution taking place within Restore Britain is spreading fast. We've got our branches now up and running on an increasing scale, and we are arming them with the necessary equipment to basically carry out local campaigns on the ground. So we are all systems go, and it really is incredibly.
Jeff, what a monumentous accomplishment. So Rupert Lowe was elected to Parliament. He's an MP for Yarmouth. He's been there since 2024, and look at the impact he has had. One man who basically got kicked out of Nigel Farage's party because he wanted to get rid of all the Muslims, and the Nigel's like, oh, they're already here, you can't do that. So Nigel turned into a rhino, what we call him over here. But Rupert Lowe, this guy's on fire. More membership than the Tory party, which is the so-called conservative. We call them Democrats over here. And we call the Labour Party left of the Democrats, the total nut whack jobs. The Tories are left are Democrats.
They're fringe nuts.
They're fringe nuts. I'm like, Jeff, how amazing is this? So there is hope. If you live in the UK, God, there is hope. Now in Canada, this is an American guy who's so fed up with Trump, Jeff. He's moving to Canada, but he gets schooled by a Canadian who lives in where?
Right.
Florida.
Where's he going to move?
He's gonna. I don't know. Listen to this.
Are just literally minutes away from the border.
He's a total soy boy, so you know where he belongs.
Well,
Canada.
I was about to say, just based on
We're minutes away from the border. We're minutes away from the border.
just based on that, we don't want him in this country.
We're like, dude, please,
So,
you know.
good riddance.
Did you hear what
Good
Rubio just
riddance.
did?
Good luck.
It used to cost $2,400 to revoke your citizenship. Rubio just lowered it to $500.
What is it?
You lowered it to $500. So you make it fast and easy. Listen to this guy. Then he gets schooled by a Canadian who's living in Florida.
We are just literally minutes away from the border to Canada as we flee the U.S.
Wait, what? You want to flee the United States or Canada? Well, from a Canadian who just moved out of Canada to America, Florida, let me show you what you're in for. First things first, you're going into a terrible economy. See, we just lost 84,000 jobs last month, the worst in years. And our unemployment rate just went up to 6.7%. Yours is at 4.4, historically low. Our housing prices compared to disposable income is off the charts. And the average house in the average city costs almost $1 million. And it looks like this. In your country, disposable income is actually more than house prices. Our GDP per capita is the worst in the G7. Yours is the best. Oh, and as of this month, we have the highest food inflation in the G7. But let's put that aside because I bet you love our prime minister, right? Yeah, the elitist investment banker that hasn't even lived in Canada for the past 10 years. Yeah, he's gonna fix your problems. Don't worry about it. I know. You're here for the free healthcare, right? But here's the thing about the free healthcare. It doesn't really work. You won't be able to find a doctor. You're probably gonna die in the emergency room, and they're going to take 54% of your income to taxes. Look, you're fleeing the strongest economy on earth, but hey, no problem. We traded spots. See, I had a business in Canada renovating properties. I bought and sold over 150 properties, had 13 employees. I shut the whole thing down and restarted it in the US and got my visa for my entire family legally to live in the US. Now we pay way lower taxes, make way more money because the economy is 100 times bigger. And instead of gray skies for 8 months a year and snowy weather, it's 300 plus days of amazing sunshine. But don't worry about it. You're gonna love Canada. You'll see.
Love that so much. That is so fantastic, isn't it, Jeff? It is just so fantastic.
Love the comments.
Love all
the comments.
I don't know if you've seen this new Disney film that came out that kind of explains Sharia law. Have you seen this one yet? Look at this.
God.
Caliphate.
Gonna get hit on that music?
They say convert
Is that music gonna hit us?
or die, and they look you in the eye, knowing you believe the lie that inclusion was everybody's friend. When the truth now we all know that was the beginning of the end. You didn't fight back, you failed to resist, and now the country is under their fist.
An interesting Disney film.
No sun, no fun, no sky. All the music now must die. No more thinking thoughts, Sharia council, schools and courts. Welcome to Britain under the brand new caliphate. You're no longer free. Cover your face, your hair, your feet. You're now enslaved in a British caliphate. Don't you love the British caliphate? Have one wife, 3 or 4, when they're knocking on your door, asking if you're reciting the Quran, telling you you're gay and stoning you today. No matter if you're a woman or a man, you didn't say no, you failed, so it seems. And now you are under the Islamic regime. No laugh, no dance, no art. Kill animals through their heart. No more thinking thoughts, Sharia council, schools and courts. Welcome to Britain under the brand new caliphate. You're no longer free. Cover your face, your hair, your feet. You're now enslaved in a British caliphate. Don't you love the British caliphate? They steal your daughter for their wife and imprison her for life, saying she's old enough at 9. They will exterminate your dog, a scorpion to your frog. Don't complain, just keep saying you are fine. It's far too late, you're way out of time. About 10 years ago, that was the line. No Christian or infidel, the whole place feels like hell. No more thinking thoughts, Sharia council, schools and courts. Welcome to Britain under the brand new caliphate. You're no longer free. Cover your face, your hair, your feet. You're now enslaved in a British caliphate. Don't you love the British caliphate? Hey, from the cities to the town, all the people wear a frown as they hear the horrendous call to prayer. Getting elected into power Welcome to Britain under the brand new caliphate. You're no longer free. Cover your face, your hair, your feet. You're now enslaved in a British caliphate. Don't you love the British caliphate?
Pretty sure Disney didn't make this. That was the comment I was laughing at. Yeah, of course it's maybe this. It's coming soon in 2026. See, British Caliphate. You know, of course it is, Jeff. Best part of it. Look at the castle, Jeff. Walt Disney is. Jeez.
Oh my God.
I mean,
that's crazy.
I mean, it's dark, man. I mean,
not so far from the truth.
It's
really going on over in England.
It's very dark, you know. Which when you get something that dark,
members of Parliament are nuts.
You have to lighten it up with something like this. The top F around, find out clips. Here we go.
Back to Brazil, where we have this desperate coward who snatches this phone out of this elderly man's hand, and booyah! Justice is served like a cup of friggin' noodles. My God, he gets hit by the bus. That's some Final Destination shit we're witnessing here. Most of the time, these videos end with someone taking a lettucilla nugget to the dome or taking one to the snot locker, but not in this case. Karma decided to make a cameo and enter this guy into the next drag show. The 17-year-old thief would eventually die in the hospital later that day. Is it really worth getting deleted over and ending up on the ludicrous camp?
Oh, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way.
We can't have that.
Holy crap. Nope.
That's rough, man. Equal rights and rights.
Well, cultural enrichment continues to enrich societies all around the world, as seen here with Mohammed. The country he came from, he's used to disrespecting women, abusing them, but not today, because Nadine lays a big-ass right, and now virtually deports his ass into Kugu Gaga land. Politicians importing idiots like this, destabilizing nations all across the world, because they don't want to assimilate. They want to turn your country into the shithole they came from. And the only people suffering are you and I. Mohammed thought he could get up in Nadine's personal space, and Nadine's like, I ain't no bitch. I ain't no government's bitch either. And she follows up with a nice two-piece spicy combo with a Southern Hawaiian punch. Walks off into that sunset like a straight mother
that was such a nice combo.
Beautiful.
And jab hook. Bam.
Situation equalized right here, Jeff. There we go. Let's go.
This sick piece of garbage, poor excuse for a human trying to sexually assault this woman, but thank God the police officer showed up in time but takes a shot to the dome. Angry because his plans have been ruined trying to sexually assault this woman, but now he's getting assaulted in return, rightfully so, and the cop's like, welcome to China, motherfucker! Now the cop's about to throw down some more as he continues to bash his face in, and now how's it feel to meet a fenceless asshole, huh? As he takes several shots to his teeth. He's got summer teeth, some are there, some are gone. Just handing out a...
He's got summer teeth. Some are there, some are gone. Summer teeth.
Complimentary McNuggles sandwich buffet as this idiot takes a couple of shots to the spare ribs. How's it feel, huh? While you're defenseless and now taking a beating, couple knees to the dome. It's a knee buffet as well. The cop's like, you want some more? It's unfortunate it didn't end with some lettucilla nuggets to the dome, but a couple more shots for good measure. This is just the appetizer. Wait till he gets into the Chinese prison system, where he'll have to protect his egg roll from being violated 24/7 in cell block 4 with Bubba. Congratulations.
Found out. Here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, pump the brakes. Yeah. All right. Don't have us come over there. Don't have us come over there.
Welcome to Buffalo, New York. A place where if you're looking for trouble, you just might find it. Obviously antagonizing these people walking down the street. We have no idea what led up to this, but we know how it's gonna end. Barely even touches the douche nozzle and now curling up in the fetal position. Scared.
Careful because of the music on this.
Right.
Beat his ass.
Oh my gosh, she's talking shit too.
Yeah, he wasn't so happy about that anymore. He wasn't so happy about that anymore. Yeah, you can't play this music. Come on.
Oh, and those guys pulled up too.
Criminal to
Those guys
holy.
pulled up. They're like about to whip his ass too.
He's the music, Steve.
Welcome to Chile, where the Chilean police have been called onto location. This man accused of abusing his wife. So now they have pulled out the gun because he pulled out his freaking Ginsu knife and now wants to go to war with the cops. Obviously being an idiot, not complying, drop the knife before you die. But I believe he does want to be deleted here tonight. So he's going to go from a freaking madman into a freaking holy man and goes after the cops. And the cops are like, guess what? I'll be going home to my hot turkey pot pie waiting on the table for me while you go to hell and make sandwiches for Lucifer and become his bitch for eternity.
Well, there you go. F around, find out, man. That's how it works. That's how it works in the old. It's pretty much how it happens.
Oh, that shit ends.
That's it. That's it, man. That's the time. Douche nozzle.
Oh,
total douche.
we got
a squadouche.
Hour 20. Man.
Make
From a
sandwiches for
madman to a
Lucifer.
holy man.
Natural selection. Darwin Award winner.
Natural selection.
Darwin Award winner.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Naturally selected out.
The old 1-2. Yeah, those are fun to watch, man. Nice, says Rod Hale. Nice. So there you go. And I'll tell you what,
Man,
it looks like that's all the time we got, guys.
Some crazy stuff.
We'll be back
That
on
is all the time we got.
Wednesday
It's an
night.
hour 20.
It's fun. It was a lot of fun.
Wednesday.
Wednesday. As fun goes. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
Be good.
Great shows.
Be
Dismiss and be well, everyone. That's it, guys. We'll see you on the next one. There's no Yetis, dude. Where you been? We haven't had Yetis for 3
No
weeks.
Yeti. We're
Taking a
we're
break.
gonna get some Yetis. We're working on
Taking a break.
getting some Yetis for you guys.
I'm enjoying it with no Yetis, to be honest.
Have
with
a
you.
little bit of
Let's focus on the show and we'll bring them back. But don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
We're bringing them back. We got some other Yetis. Got some other
It's all
Yetis.
fixed anyways.
We will be getting
rigged.
those.
Totally rigged, Jeff. It's totally yigged. Yigged and rigged is what
And
it
that's
is.
all we got. We'll be back Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern Standard Time. We guys will see you guys on the next one. Chip
Easter.
and Jeff.
Are you down with OTC? Please like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when the next video drops.